Hello and welcome to PlayStation Unchained. I am your host this week, Chille. My God, words are hard this week. But you know what can also be quite hard this week? We've also got a Chris. Hey, Chris.
I am hard every week.
How you doing,
Wrong
man?
podcast.
How you doing?
Good. I'm doing well. How about yourself, Chille?
Yeah, not too bad.
Awesome.
How's your week been?
Pretty good. Pretty normal. Went all right. We got some games to talk about and some things to talk about when we approach those subjects a little more. Right now, we're just getting a little warmed up, you know. But yeah, it was all right. Had to have some good stuff to talk about. So
Some video games?
some video game stuff.
Oh. Well, you know, it's been that week of Gamescoms. Or was it last week? It was soon. It was recently.
Let's see. It
was like
last
4
week.
days ago.
It was 4 days ago.
Last
I
week.
paid no attention. I mean, I paid all the attention. And as you can hear there, we've got a Garri with us again this week.
Arrived from the wilderness.
Ah.
He has popped up to attack you from behind.
How are you doing this week?
I'm pretty good.
Good to hear.
I'm glad to be on again. Lots to talk about today.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit to talk about, so we shall go straight to the news. And you know what? Because there's going to be some disappointment later for Garri. Because we'll be talking about a game that he's not a huge fan of. I thought, you know what? I'm going to start something that will make Garri really happy. Because I'm a nice guy. Cyberpunk 2077 development update, game now playable from start to finish. A new Cyberpunk 2077 development day has been provided by CD Projekt Red and reveals that the game's story has now been completed. In its current state, the game is playable from start to finish, as I just said earlier. It's nowhere being released to be ready to be released to the general public, though there's bug testing, play testing. Which, to be honest, if it's ready, that means it's got to be next year, surely. I mean,
I think it's going to be the end of the year, if not going into next year. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a dual console release.
So you're talking about end of next year or 2020?
I'm betting 2020 personally.
I mean, come on, if it's playable from start to finish, surely the...
Well, it's playable from start to finish, but it's not bug-free, and not all of the side quests work quite yet, I bet. So it's like, yeah, we got the ending in. All right, now for the 70% of the rest of the game we still have to finish. Let's get started on that.
That's true.
I agree with Chris. I'm looking at 2020, and I'm looking at PS4 and PS5 release for that game.
That would be a great console. That would be a great launch title for the PS5 to show off its power.
I want to say 2019 for the PS4 version, and then 2020 for the PS5 version.
Maybe.
If the PS5 isn't backwards compatible, which I'm guessing it will be. I'll eat my own shoes if it's not backwards compatible.
It damn well better be.
Yeah.
No, because they have PlayStation Now. There is absolutely no reason for them to do it. Money. It's going to cost them a lot of money.
My PSVR better fucking work with the PS5, I'll tell you that much.
Same.
If they're like, oh no, you gotta buy a new PSVR, the PS5 VR, I'll be like, fuck you!
Well, I'm guessing there'll be a new...
motherfucker.
I'm going to say this, there'll probably be a new PSVR out, but I'm guessing that the games will be compatible on both versions. Yeah, I'm guessing there'll be like an updated resolution PSVR, like halfway through the cycle.
The way I see their backwards compatibility working is if it's just digital. That's it. If you bought a game digitally on PS4, then PS5.
That would be alright.
Or you get a license key
PlayStation
sort of thing.
Yeah.
No, I don't think PS Now will be used.
Why would they do that when they can resell the game?
Fine. You're absolutely right.
Something
Gary.
Sony does all the time.
It pisses me off because I do everything I can to avoid rebuying of a game that I've already bought years ago. And it's
come on, though. You can't just blame Sony on that, though. Nintendo.
Microsoft.
Oh, go. You guys can say all you want, but the head of Bethesda said it perfectly. we'll stop making Skyrim when you stop buying it.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you.
You have nobody else to blame but yourselves.
No, I will bring it. Oh no, it's the other game, isn't it? Okay, never mind. Before we talk about the good more stuff, I want to bring up something about Sekiro. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. They announced the release date of March 22nd, 2019, right? You know, but and there's been some controversy recently on Reset Era, and I'm guessing some other sources because, you know, there's sources that if you look on the UK version of Sekiro, or however you say the name of it, I'm probably butchering it completely, it says optional purchases available. Now, this, if I'm rightly, covers any kind of DLC in Europe. So even if you have DLC that's not paid for but is part of the pre-order service, you need to include that tagline because it is still optional DLC. So I don't know why people are jumping it yet. Plus, I think pretty much every Dark Souls, didn't Bloodborne as well have an expansion? And that again would have the same line of text. You would need that because it's optional content. So I'm not sure if people should be outraged just yet.
I think the outrage comes because it's Activision.
Yeah.
And they know Activision loves to do this.
Oh, they do, but at the same time, I'm going to give it a little bit credit for now. Just because
anything concrete
from Software.
Yeah, anything concrete, just wait.
Yeah.
To me, this is not concrete.
No.
This could be pre-order DLC, as far as we know.
Which I think there is, isn't there?
Yeah, or, you know, a theme
that
you get if you pre-order the game.
It could be anything. It literally could be anything.
As long as we're still getting a full game with a full story, and the DLC is like they've done with the Dark Souls and Bloodborne series, where for $15-20, the DLC is very worth it. It's an entirely new area, entirely new enemies, new lore to add on to it. It was always... I don't think I've played a Soulsborne DLC I haven't liked. So if they continue with that tradition, I think it'll be okay. People worry too damn much. They see one small thing and they start freaking out. You all have anxiety and you all need to be fucking medicated. Like I am! That's the only way things are going to get better. Stop freaking out over every fucking little thing.
So yeah, please don't get too stressed. Although it is Activision and, you know, maybe they're listening, you know, look at Spyro. That got delayed because of all the people that complained about the download version. Maybe we're thinking that might be on the disc now, so maybe they're finally learning.
Learning.
Look, we can all dream.
We can. The only time a company listens is when it affects their bottom line. Microsoft caved to the DRM because Sony kicked their ass with the no DRM thing. Now, you were the example you just gave, Ben. They only listen if you vote with your wallet. If you don't like the practices, don't buy the fucking games. I haven't bought Call of Duty in 4 years, I think.
Oh wow!
So I haven't played any of the ones, and I don't care to because I don't want to support their practices because I felt that they were ruining a series that I like. So yeah, just be... In general, I think the point here is to be self-conscious of what you're fucking buying. And if you don't like a company's practices, don't support them with your money anymore. Support the practices you do. Or support the businesses that do maintain practices that you agree with. It's that simple.
The people behind Warframe.
You vote with your wallet, man.
Yeah, Warframe, they're doing a great job, constant updates. We were just talking about... what game were we talking about, Gary? Just a minute ago about... I said that they're doing it like Warframe, that they've kept supporting.
Was it Warface?
No! Gary, we were just talking about it.
Free to play now on PS4.
What? Gary?
Gary?
I think we lost Gary.
Fortnite?
Oh, Fortnite.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, they just dropped the big cube down, and it's
the
moving.
Cosmic Cube.
The cube is moving. So, but they're engaging with their fans. They've developed a great community. They're keeping everything supported and alive.
And
I don't mind
it's getting
giving
regular updates as well, not like a few games I can mention.
Yes.
Say it, Battlefront 2.
2. See, this is why we're on the same wavelength sometimes, Gary.
The thing about Battlefront 2 that just blows my mind is EA thought that they can capitalize on the insane fans of Star Wars to buy their game no matter what they did to it. Because it has a Star Wars name. Proved them wrong.
Wrong.
And instead of learning from the situation,
wrong. You're wrong.
fixing the game, they're just gonna stop supporting it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we have a cash cow. Nah, take it out back and shoot it.
Well, it's dried up. It's not. We can't milk their loot boxes anymore. Take it out back.
If Disney was smart, they'd just buy out the contract they have with EA.
But they're too busy buying companies. Remember, this podcast is now bought out by Disney. I wish.
You obviously can afford to buy out that contract they signed with EA, so just do it.
Yeah.
They're too busy buying
Either
out other companies.
Open up your own game studio.
And by open up your own game studio, we mean buy another one. Buy Nintendo, Disney. Go on, do it.
Disney should act. I think Disney should give their Star Wars franchise to the people that have been doing the Lord of the Rings games. Which are I know
That's
a bunch
Warner
of different
Brothers.
companies.
That's not going to happen.
No.
Give the Star Wars franchise to their biggest rival.
Yes, because their biggest rival will be able to do something better with it. That's what I'm telling you, Disney. No, we can't. See, they would refuse. They would refuse to do it because Warner Brothers did it. So you have to present it to them in a different way.
Well,
almost like it's their idea.
They should give the Star Wars license to multiple companies. And have different types of games.
No, because that's what Games Workshop does with Warhammer 40K, and then we get these random-ass games that nobody's even heard of that just randomly come out.
Well, I'm talking like
different.
Imagine Star Wars made by From Software.
Dude, could you imagine a good Jedi game like with From Software style?
Jedi game. It was called Jedi Outcast by LucasArts.
Yeah, I was about to say, why don't give it to LucasArts? And I cried inside when I remembered they don't exist.
Exactly.
I'd say give
Disney
it.
shut them down.
I'd say give it back to whatchamacallit. They made the Squadron games.
Oh. Not Rare.
Yeah, it was Rare, wasn't it?
Was it Rare that made the Rogue Squadron?
I can't remember.
It was.
Oh, I can't either.
They made. I thought. Oh no, it was people made Lair that also made Rogue Squadron, wasn't it?
Yeah. No. I don't know.
I don't know, but give it to them. Just make them exist again.
Factor 5.
There you go.
Yeah, Factor 5. We should have remembered. Well, there's not normally sun here, so I can't really think of sunscreen to think of Factor 5.
What Disney has done is what you would expect a big company like Disney to do. They went for the biggest video game companies, thinking that they are the best because they don't dabble in the industry. They don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
They went with either EA, and they did the same thing with their Marvel Comics characters, where they gave them to Activision. And have, in my opinion, now failed miserably. Activision doesn't even have any Marvel licenses anymore. They just release a game, and then they delist it like a year later because they lose the license.
You know what? Give it to me. I'll make a good Star Wars game. It'll be a mix of Final Fantasy and Streets of Rage. There we go.
Oh my god!
I think there's plenty of developers out there who would kill for a chance to work on the Star Wars franchise.
I mean, it's the Star Wars license. I think everyone would.
Literally give it to anybody, and they would be thrilled to do it. EA is not thrilled to do it. EA is thrilled to make the money off of the name. And so is Activision. Because when they were making Deadpool, they specifically told the developers to make a game that would reach a maximum score of 70 on Metacritic. On the bonuses if it did more.
It's like it's almost
High
like
Studios, I believe it's called.
Yeah, it's almost
The
like
game that was 70 Metacritic, nothing higher.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like the mafia rigging horse races. You purposely hold these back to make your future games better. I don't know. I'm talking out my ass like I always do.
Well, no,
it is
it's
disappointing.
Just like, oh man, we're getting paid this $150 million to make this Marvel game, but if we make it with $10 million, where does
and pocket the rest?
Yes. I mean, this is just a guess. Please don't sue us, Mr. Big Industry Ninjas. We have no idea. We have no inside information.
They're
We're
going
just
to
guessing.
sue us for our opinion? Good luck with that.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Well, you know, Blue Point exists still.
We have a saying here at EA. Get the fuck out of my office.
We went totally off track. What were we even talking about?
I don't know.
Aren't we always just killing time? Isn't that what this podcast is? We just pick a subject and start ranting about it.
The release date of Sekiro, right?
Sekiro. God, now I can't even pronounce it.
Yeah, and people freaking out about it.
Yeah.
Shadows Die Twice.
Started with Sekiro, yeah.
To mention also that they did announce a collector's edition.
Ooh.
Comes with a sexy statue,
Ooh.
a sexy steelbook,
Ooh.
an art book, a soundtrack, old school Japanese currency coins.
Oh, I like that part. That bit's cool.
Sengoku era game coins.
Are they real?
No, because they don't make those anymore, and those are fucking in museums now. Dude. What's wrong with you?
No, I meant, are they as in physical replicas, or are they in-game? I don't mean real as in the same coins. I mean, have they replicated them using, like, metal in forges?
Metal, they look metal, but we'll see. They are a physical item, and you also get a map of something. I don't know what the map is, though.
The map is a treasure chest to find some real ones.
Know how much the collector's edition is. So let me see if I can find it. It's probably stupidly overpriced.
I want to go with $200. Probably.
I can't even fucking highlight anything here. Jesus.
So anyway, while he's trying to find the price, Chris, any idea? What do you think of that stuff?
I think it's great. I love collector's editions with statues. I've got the BioShock one and like the God of War Stonemason edition. I fucking love statues. So any collectible legendary edition that has a cool looking statue, I'm in.
Yeah, that's why I'm really, as I said earlier before this podcast, I'm really tempted. Because Game still has the PS4 pre-order for Naruto X Boruto. Shinobi Strike. I'm really tempted because it's a statue of them both. So, I'm really tempted, but it's like 110 quid. So, I love the game, but I'm not sure if I love the game that much. Especially as it plays like a fighting game MOBA. It's weird.
I didn't get a chance to get in on the betas, but the gameplay looked cool.
So I can now confirm that the statue's cheap and the coins are probably plastic.
Okay. Because it's like,
I say this because that collector's edition is only $90.
Oh yeah, then yeah. The statue's probably hollow, and the coins are probably plastic painted metal, and the plastic sets on fire.
But hey, $90, I might buy it now.
pay for
it's good.
quality sometimes, Gary.
Nah,
Sometimes.
keyword sometimes.
Unless it comes from EA or Capcom, in which case you just pay because.
I was with Capcom. You pay a hand and a foot because it's like $300.
And then you get some shiny plastic eggs. I'm throwing that shade on that Marvel vs. Capcoms. All of the shades.
Good. Shade is good.
You know, I guess we should continue talking about release dates because we've got loads of release dates announced for next year, including one that's announced for this year. I just realised because I'm an idiot. Dark Souls Trilogy announced with confirmed release date update.
Ooh.
By the way, there's been updated to say that it was the US and Asia only.
This is not a Gamescom announcement, apparently.
Even though it wasn't announced at Gamescom.
It wasn't announced again. They sent out a press release telling us.
Okay.
That
Anyway,
it's not a Gamescom announcement.
it's coming out October 14th for North America and Asia, which is a 3-disc set which includes Dark Souls Remastered, Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, and Dark Souls 3 Fire's Fade Edition, which I'm guessing is all the stuff with all the stuff.
Yes. Yeah, all of these three come with all the stuff. I feel bad for the people who bought the remastered because.
Well, to be fair, wasn't this announced not long afterwards?
Oh, okay. It was announced back in January for Japan only, and it comes with an incredibly sexy collector's edition in Japan.
What's in it?
Well, let me tell you. Let me go to the site, and I'll tell you.
I know it has some bookends. I remember that, and it was really expensive, ridiculously expensive. It's like
Well, don't forget we've had ridiculous.
it's like
DLR.
twice the price of a Garri game.
Remember the Saints Row 3? What was it? Millionaire legendary
no, it's nothing
DLC
like that.
thing.
It's like
Yeah.
I think it's like Borderlands 2 expensive. I actually have that somewhere still.
Oh, I remember that one too. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're right. It comes with 2 bookends.
Yes.
A Walk of Fire and a Senior Night. You get a Dark Soul item dictionary, item encyclopedia, an item encyclopedia for the second game, and item encyclopedia for the third game.
Oh, that's right. That's why I wanted that collector's edition, was because it had the item, like the physical books I really wanted. Yeah, now I remember.
And you get a memorial art set, a 10-sheet special art set. I don't know what that is. A dedicated frame, and it comes with the 3 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other discs, but I don't know what those discs are.
Behind the scenes, extra content, and all that lot of fun, rightly.
You're pretty much buying the Marvel movie set when you're buying this collector's edition.
Yep.
Can we guess the price before you say it?
It was 500, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was about 500. But to be fair, I'm going to go with 450 just so I don't steal you.
Well, it is about $445.
Ooh, good job, man.
Close. Thanks,
Yen.
Chris.
Mm-hmm. Anytime.
But that'll change because
they
of the
originally
version
announced
anyway.
it. Yeah, they originally announced the trilogy as the Japan only.
Yeah. Come on, I think everyone. I would have guessed it would come out. It just took time.
And they announced Dark Souls Remastered, so people are like, oh, they're just going to release them individually as remastered
Nope.
games now.
Yeah. Nope.
To be fair, I think they could do very well by releasing the 3-pack, and it's published under different licenses.
Well, the thing is,
I don't know how they
the
could do
first
that.
one is easily remastered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically already got remastered when they ported it to the PS4, and 3 was a PS4 game anyway, so you can't really remaster that one.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I'm always wrong.
Can I just get Can we just get the Demon Souls remaster, please?
I don't even like it, but yes, please.
Never gonna happen. I know. Fuck.
Well, I might
That's
one day.
Sony property. Unless Sony wants to do it, that's their property.
Yeah, and we're right back to the same kind of shit that is the reason why The Last Remnant is being pulled from the Steam store. Copyright, all that fun stuff.
Well, it's not just if Sony wants to do Demon Souls. From Software is a lot bigger company than it was before, so having a game just released on one platform is probably not the best idea for them. Yeah, now that they've got the audience on both Xbox and PC, and now Switch.
Was Bloodborne?
Again, that was before like 2 and 3, wasn't it?
It was after 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was being
Bloodborne
made at the
and
same time as 2. So,
It's because From Software didn't make 2.
yeah. Well, there you go then.
It was, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah, it was a different studio, but
Yeah, because they were busy working on
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne, so they didn't do the second one. They
Yes,
came back for
yeah.
the third one.
they did. Yeah, so it was the second one that was made by the different, and you could tell too. The second one felt different from 1 and Bloodborne and 3. 2 wasn't bad, mind, but it felt different.
But yeah, I can see that being one of the reasons why we'll never get Demon Souls remastered, just because they probably don't think it's viable for their company anymore.
Nah, yeah, I mean, when the servers... I don't know. What do you guys think? The servers did just go down this year for it, so it lasted a long time.
Yeah.
People want the Demon Souls remake, so I think it would sell well. I don't think it would be a bad investment.
I'm telling you now, if it ever gets remastered, it won't be by From Software. It'll probably be from, like, Bluepoint.
The B team.
Yeah, probably. No, wait, it's
Well, Bluepoint's not B. Well, it's B Team in a way.
They're
But
the B
it's,
team.
like, it's like
But
A
it-
Team when it comes to remasters.
okay with Demon Souls. Like, you want it to be remastered because it was the first, and at launch, this whole Souls.
Yeah.
It's not gonna.
It wasn't Souls that started. It was Demon Souls, and people tend to forget that. I think.
And for things that people are getting a little bit... we're going to move on from this, I think. And while talking about things that people are getting a bit rose-tinted glasses on, Shenmue 3 got a release date announced. They showed a new trailer off at Gamescom, which was a pre-recorded video. It was set only one day after the events of the previous game, even though he said it was a 16-year gap in the real world.
So it takes place one day after 2. Cool.
Yeah. Let's see if we can find the release date in this article.
Was, I believe, August
27th. Yeah.
27th. Okay.
August 27th, 2019. But again, this is a Kickstarter project, which I backed, and I still haven't played Shenmue 1 or 2 yet, so I'll get on that eventually.
It scored very well on I believe it was JP that reviewed it for PSU. Yeah.
But then Jim Sterling's video kind of put me off, so we'll see. We'll see how I feel. I'm gonna wait because I've got too many games coming out, and I'm gonna buy it next year to get myself ready for Shenmue 3 because I backed Shenmue 3.
Yeah, I think Garri did say it best though. You remember what you said to me the other day, Garri?
I say to you.
If you really want to play Shenmue, go play Yakuza. There's your Shenmue sequels.
I said that last week in the podcast.
You did? Oh, I thought it was. I thought it was
make
Garri.
sure- I didn't hear you say that.
I was like, Shenmue 1 and 2 remastered coming out soon, but go play Yakuza instead. In fact, go play Yakuza. It's out right now. In fact, Kiwami 2 is out soon.
Go play all of the Yakuzas.
Yeah, go play them
They're
all.
just-
I still need to play them, but go play them. I'm still going through my playthrough Yakuza Kiwami. Yeah, and then I'm going to try Yakuza 0 eventually, I guess. And then go to the other Yakuzas as they get remastered. So yeah, anyone excited for Shenmue E3?
I think Chris and I are very excited for it.
Did any of you kickstart it like I did?
Did not.
I
Yes,
put down
I did.
$100.
So did I.
Yay! So our names will be in the credits. Hopefully, we'll be together. Buddies.
I mean, that was until I found out that Sony is actually funding it, so I didn't
Yeah.
understand the point of the Kickstarter, which was the big controversy when people found out.
Well, from what I heard, that they started the Kickstarter and then Sony was going to top it off. You know what I mean, to help fund the rest of anything they need. I don't
Sony
think.
could've- Oh shit, they ain't got no money. We'll just fund the whole game.
They want to make sure there's an
hey,
audience. I think.
Doesn't it hold the record still for the fastest?
No idea.
Probably.
I think they reached their goal in like less than 12 hours.
Well, yeah, because idiots like me went, "Oh my god, Shenmue 3! Back to $100! What's Shenmue 3? What's a Shenmue?"
No, I think for us who were promised an 8-game franchise,
Yeah.
only got 2, and even the second one we kind of got gypped because outside of Europe and Japan, Xbox here in North America, you get to play it.
Oh, yeah, because it was on Dreamcast here, wasn't it?
Yes, in Europe, yeah, but here in the States, it only came out on the Xbox because Dreamcast was dead here
Boo.
by then.
I'm going to bring back the history, though. Do you know that the Xbox was originally going to be the Dreamcast too?
I did not know.
Yeah, basically, you know, do you remember the Dreamcast used Windows OS?
Yes.
One of the contracts for the Sega to use Windows OS was that when Microsoft was making the new Xbox, that the Xbox would actually have Dreamcast hardware in it so that the Xbox could play Dreamcast titles. But due to the copyright issues with the Dreamcast, it got scrapped. So technically, in a way, it would have been like a Dreamcast 2 because it would have had the Xbox games and your Dreamcast games playable if the original plans had gone through.
Nice.
Yeah. But because of how easy the Dreamcast was to pirate, Microsoft didn't want that sort of thing in their console, just because it kind of hurts them really.
Just a little bit.
Which I want to live in an universe now where Sony and Nintendo ended up with their merger with Nintendo, Nintoni, and Microsoft and Sega came with their merger, and we got the Micro Ega. There we go.
Jesus Christ, Ben.
I mean, we'd only have 2 consoles unless Apple decides in that universe to step in.
Now that would be funny.
We get a sequel to their old console, the Pippin.
Gone.
So yeah, anyway. Shenmue 3 release date, August 27, 2019. We are going to buy it because we've already paid for it. Yay!
Well, hey, Ben, at least you have time to go and play Shenmue 1 and 2.
That's what I said. That's why I was going to buy them this week. But now that I've got a release date of 2019 for number 3, I'm not going to rush. I'm going to just wait till next year. And yeah.
Plays it, and then he realizes he has to go to work in the game. And he's like, what the fuck? I have to go to work?
What kind of game is this?
Hey, to be fair though, the forklift truck simulator looks amazing. So I
That's
can't
what
wait.
it is.
I mean, I love Farming Simulator, and I love Job Simulator, and I love most simulator games. So yeah, I'm weird. Okay.
Job Simulator was fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a simulator, though. If it was, I would love my job.
Your job is playing Dokkan Battle. And now we're going to have to bring Garri down a little bit. I'm sorry, Garri. but we're going to talk about Devil May Cry 5 and how it's got a release date and how I want it now. March 8th, 2019. Go check out psu.com for all the information about it, but basically, into my veins now.
I think it looks great. I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, I watched the Xbox gameplay footage because I think they're the only ones with it right now, which was at Gamescom. You can check them out on YouTube where you can watch Nero be a badass. There is one thing about the whole demo that does annoy me a little bit. I know it's a small thing, and I know it's really stupid, but Nero's arm is like a detachable weapon thing that he shoots out. But then he just finds random hands on the floor to replace it with.
Ooh, that could be an interesting mechanic.
It is interesting, but it just feels weird that all these like demons are dropping arms that are compatible with his like weird mechanical arm.
I think he's probably still got the demon arm, so that's why it's that way. It's probably I can't remember what they said, if they ever said how he got his arm, but yeah, it was a demon arm that he had.
Well, it was until the trailer spoiler shows it get cut off. So he's now got a mechanical hand instead, which for some reason enemies drop ammo for.
Cool.
Okay. I know I should suspend disbelief, but just, I don't know. It feels weird to me. But then this is a game where they've got a motorbike that turns into dual-wielding chainsaws, so...
Yep.
Everything's possible, I guess. And Gary is quiet because he's just frothing in the corner in rage.
What? So what do you hate, Gary? Why do you hate it? Tell me. Tell Chris.
Why do you hate fun?
It's not that I hate it. I'm still going to buy it, and I'm probably going to enjoy it. Watching the 15-minute gameplay trailer that they released, I made a lot of observations.
Was it the hands on the floor? Because that pissed me off too.
I actually didn't notice that. What I noticed is you have to pick up ammo now because you run out of ammo.
Yeah, that's his hand.
That's stupid. That's absolutely stupid. Watching that 15-minute gameplay trailer, in my mind was this is a freaking remake of the Ninja Theory's Devil May Cry. Watching that.
But Nero has white hair, so it's okay.
Okay, Nero is a copy-paste version of DMC Dante. He even has the same goddamn attitude that he did in that game.
The thing is
that everybody hated, that everybody wanted changed.
Yeah, because that wasn't our Dante, that was Dino.
Doesn't matter. He's the spitting image, copy-paste character, attitude, and everything. And now people love him. Old Devil May Cry universe. And then you have Dante, who looks like he's in his 50s now.
Math, not even once.
Acting like he's 20 years old.
Well, hell yeah!
No, it's stupid, dude.
Dante's never gonna age. He's gonna be Dante up until the very second he dies.
To be fair, though,
it made me appreciate Devil May Cry 2 more because he actually grew up instead of being stuck in the fucking.
To be fair, though, it's probably a midlife crisis.
Yes. That makes
he rips his bike in half and turns into the dual chainsaws. Are you kidding me?
Oh, dude, this was fucking awesome.
This was cool 30 years ago.
Yes,
it's
cool
not
now.
cool anymore.
It still is cool.
Oh my god.
I want those chainsaws to actually be guns as well. I want them to shoot out mini chainsaws.
No, you know what's happening, Gary? I know what this is because I went through it. This is what's happening. You have consumed so much media that you've seen everything and nothing impresses you anymore. You've lost the capability for wonder and imagination at this point. So now you're just depressed because nothing gets you off anymore.
No.
And you're losing meaning in life.
Oh my god.
It's fine. I know how we can check
Devil
Gary
May
off.
Cry 5 would have been fantastic 15, 20 years ago. Today, it's a joke.
Fine. Bayonetta 3.
Trying to
There you go.
relive 17 years of glory that it had 17 years ago. That's what it's trying to do.
Oh,
Minority of people cried and bitched because DMC wasn't over dramatic and Dante wasn't a freaking 12-year-old kid running around thinking he's cool.
But Dante is still cool, Garri.
yeah, Dante is.
Nero is riding a missile. Are you kidding me?
Oh, fuck
It's
yeah.
stupid. It's stupid. It's a joke.
He needs a cowboy hat while he rides the
So-
missile.
So instead of appreciating what it is trying to be now, and it's not holding any punches, it's like, you know what? It's a crazy fucking story about a crazy fucking demon hunter. Let's roll with it. And instead of appreciating it for what it is, you're comparing it to your own personal expectations about what you think it should be, and are then saying, no, you're doing your game wrong. Let me make the game for you. I know better. That's exactly what you're doing. And we all
that's
do
not
it.
what I'm doing.
We
There's
all
a
do it.
reason. There's a reason Duke Nukem Forever failed. It's because it's trying to relive the glory days. It doesn't work anymore, and that's what this is doing.
But it didn't play like the old Duke Nukems. It played
Yeah.
bad. The humor was still there, but the gameplay was bad. If they keep the
It was
gameplay
stupid.
good,
The
humor
humor
could
was
still be
trash.
there.
It didn't work anymore.
I giggled at
What
the
the
humor.
What the fuck are you talking about? Poop and sex jokes never get old. That's just how it is.
God, Chris.
It's fact of life.
I have my
If you think you're too good for fart jokes, poop jokes, and sex jokes, you are missing out on life, my friends, because those are some of the best cheap laughs you can get. And everybody can execute them well. They can be well done. If you want to have a crazy motorcycle riding Dante who looks like a meth head, but still kills demons and cracks wise, why not enjoy it? It's fucking great. Turn your brain off, kill some shit, and then go back to your normal, dreary, I hate everything style of life. And I'm not saying this directly to you, Garri, but you're reminding me of exactly why gamers piss me off. Because you think that you all fucking know everything about how a game should be. And I fucking do reviews now. I'm trying to get into the game, but this is something that's pissing me off about the industry. And instead of judging it by actually being a decent game on its merits or not, and really focusing on what's good about it, and correct critiques about any games, people just can't get pissed off about shit because it's trendy. I don't like Dante should have white hair, not black hair. I fucking protesting this. Oh my god, do you people have lives? Do you people really not have a Dante? I don't like Nero. He looks like a shitty Dante. You people can't enjoy anything anymore, can you? At all. You're offended by everything, and you just cannot fucking enjoy a game for what it is. And you know what really pisses me off? You gamers. Gamers, you have ruined gaming. Fuck you. End rant.
Did those go through okay? Because, I don't know.
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you for the golf
No
clap.
worries.
I appreciate it.
No problem. Devil May Cry 5 out next year. Hey, you know what will fix our problems
When
right
it doesn't meet expectations, then we can talk.
now? Yeah,
When
then
it
we can
fails
talk.
miserably,
Well,
and
you
then
know
you'll
what?
know why. It failed.
Okay, let's agree to that
Yeah.
then. Because I so much hate judging trailers and things by you're judging books by their covers, and that pisses me off more than anything. Don't pre-order things. Wait until they come out. Play them. If you don't enjoy it, fucking return it, and then go bitch about it on whatever fucking blog you have. But when the game comes out, then yes, I will let you lay into me 100%, Garri, about why the game failed, if it fails when it comes out, and I will sit there and take it like the good, ranty asshole that I am. And I
Well,
will
you'll
let
just
you do it.
disagree with me and tell me how great it is, like you do with Bayonetta.
Wait, Bayonetta!
How do you
Wait!
not like Bayonetta?
You don't like Bayonetta?
Oh my god.
Oh, I don't like Bayonetta.
Well, I will sit there, and as you did for me today, I will sit there and let you lay into me if the game sucks. If the game sucks.
Wait, Gary doesn't like Bayonetta.
Garri doesn't like Bayonetta.
Oh.
I don't get
at
it
no
either.
point in time did I say that the game is bad. I'm judging it on its themes, not on its gameplay.
Why
Its
does
themes were great!
And I did say I am going to buy it, and I'm probably going to enjoy it.
My soul is crying at the Bayonetta comment, though.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair to Garri about Bayonetta, the PS3 version was a load of bollocks, but he has a Switch. Bayonetta 1 and 2 were amazing, I heard. So
Bayonetta 1 was great. I have not popped in Bayonetta 2 into the Switch yet, but I plan to soon once I beat the first one again.
So yeah,
I'm sorry, Garri.
If you judge it off the PS3 version of Bayonetta, I would completely understand. Because the frame rate was horrendous.
Garri borrow it. Yeah, I let Garri borrow it, and he didn't like it, and it made me sad.
Aww.
And I don't like it when Ben doesn't like things I like. Or when Garri... Well, I don't like it when Garri doesn't like things that I like either. Ben usually likes everything I like.
Yay.
I'm not going to talk about my dislike for Bayonetta, because it's just going to piss you guys off even more.
No, it's fine. I enjoy our conversations, Garri. I like ranting with you.
Well, you know what also...
You like yelling at me.
Guys...
You get me back all the time, though.
Guys, we should stick together and form things just like some Lego. And you know what also is getting some Lego? Overwatch. Overwatch Lego coming soon, with the confirms.
These are physical Legos, right?
Yeah, physical bricks, not a Travel Tales game. So,
the first Lego game I buy in a long time.
So yeah, Lego figures are coming out, which will be Lego Overwatch, which looks like it's based on characters from what I can tell.
Because Legos are cool.
So yeah, and Lego. I kind of want to get those Overwatch Nerf guns. Though. That sounds cool. But yeah, I need to play some more Overwatch. It's been ages.
I would love to get a Nerf Widowmaker's gun. That'd be great.
I know you can get Nerf Reaper guns.
Dual wield them. Hell yes.
In fact, they did say they had to change the colour to make sure that nobody got in trouble because of the guns.
Not surprising.
And while we're talking about colours, new DualShock 3 colours light up exist in PS4 colour range. Yep, some new colours been announced. 4 whole new colours. And I just saw one of them, and I want to vomit. Okay. 2 out of 4 are shy. I mean, here we go. Sunset Orange. Blue Camo. That's not too bad. Copper variants.
The camo is ugly. Are you kidding me, Ben?
The camo looks okay compared to the top one, which looks like it's blue and purple. What kind of colour scheme is blue and, violet? A wrong colour scheme is the colour scheme. That's that.
Bitch, is that purple with plum? Hell no.
It's like peaches with... That's like plums with blueberries.
So they're all shitty, and maybe the orange one is a decent one. That's it. They're all shit.
I don't mind the camo if it was all camo. It's just the fact that the face paint is camo and then everything else is solid green. If the whole thing had been the solid camo colour, that would have been... I would have bought that. Not really, but I would have maybe bought that.
No, because you would lose it. You would never be able to...
ugly snow camo that they have.
What?
Blue and...
White? White. And the copper one looks okay, I guess.
What?
I said it okay. Not good, not bad, but okay. It's usable. I mean...
Copper controller needs to rethink their taste in colors. Or they're colorblind, and I don't blame them after that.
We can all agree that the blue and purple one is just horrendous monstrosity and should be burnt in fire.
It's something I would have if I bought Destiny for some reason. It's like a Destiny controller.
What's the Destiny controller?
The weird-ass greenish blue thing that you're just talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could see that being a Destiny controller. You buy it and look forward to it, then you get disappointed 10 minutes later.
It's called Berry Blue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I can see it.
the only decent one because it's Goku, and that's it. They should just call it the Goku controller. Yeah, blue camo, trash. It even looks worse if you look at the back of it. Oh my god, ill. Why, Sony? Why?
Because they have these...
Who sits in the room coming up with these colors and says, we should release these, but God forbid you release, the PS1 20th Anniversary Collection.
I've got that.
Garri, right
that.
now, just so you know, the designer that made that controller is not listening to this, but he just broke down crying and he doesn't know why.
He's eating chocolate ice
I
cream
hope
in
you
the
have
corner
one.
somewhere.
Because he has zero taste in design.
He's sat in the corner eating some
job.
Ben and Jerry's.
Because Sony should not employ him.
Sat in the corner eating some Ben and Jerry's.
Now money to make this. So nobody can buy them.
Well, we're talking about things that nobody will probably buy because what's the point? Because you've got your phone or a controller or a TV remote or whatever you use to control your TV with. The PS4 Cloud Remote comes, I mean, for one thing, it doesn't control the cloud, so I don't know why it's called the Cloud Remote. Why not just the Bluetooth remote? But, whatever, Sony. Basically, it has the same buttons you see on the regular DualShock 4 controller, but it's a TV remote. So, yeah. It has
It's a remote.
It has a play, a share, an options, and it has a volume. It has all the things. And it's made by PDP. It's made by PewDiePie. Can it do this?
Fantastic.
Cheap controller. It's only $30. I mean,
50
it'd be
bucks.
nice if it substituted as a Move controller too.
$50. Garri, it's $50.
99, Ben.
$49.99. I'm looking
$29.99.
I'm looking at PSU right now. It says $49.99.
You has it wrong. We need to update that. Here, I'll send you the link and you can see.
Yes.
I mean, PSU.com never gets things wrong. It must have been changed. Wink, 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 wink. Well, maybe it's a different one because this comes with a month's PlayStation View free trial. Ooh.
But you get that. That's what you're paying for, man. View. They say it's a free trial, but you're actually paying for it.
Yeah, you're paying $20 extra for your free. Oh, the retail price is $29. So yeah, it's. It comes at a value of $49. But it sells for $29. Okay, and it launches on September 8th.
What happens when you disagree with me? You end up being wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong. But it's okay, it's still being made by the official PewDiePie website at PDP.
I love it.
But can it do this? So, we've got controllers, we've got Garri Angry, and we've got some Sekiro.
Chris is the angry one here, not me.
But
I am.
I want to pass it over to Garri so he can talk about some Resident Evil 2s, because I heard there's been some Resident Evil 2 stuff.
Yes. So at Gamescom 2018, they showed the first playable build of Claire Redfield, so people got to play with her. We also got the first boss battle, I guess they called it, boss battle encounter where she fights William Birkin. Boiler Room, which is quite interesting. It'll to judge it by the short amount of footage that released of it. Since William Birkin looked pretty cool, you can now shoot his eye, which I guess is his weakness. For those who remember, he has that big ass eye on his shoulder.
Which
cool
they did
fire.
have the battle like that in Resident Evil 7.
Yes,
not so spoilery, but I see that as I see it as a good cop out to make a decent boss fight, to have the target weak points that you hit. And if I remember right, you actually did do more damage to him in the old Resident Evil 2 if you got on the side and were able to hit him in the eye.
Really?
I believe so. I don't verify me on that, but I always tried to do it, and it seemed to go down faster. But this is a 20-plus-year-old memory, so I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, we also saw something really cool where we actually got to see the grenade launcher in action. Blasted William Birkin with, I think, the flame rounds it was, and like he exploded, and the fire looked really cool. He was like all burning and shit, running towards you. That was really cool looking. We also saw Sherry Birkin running around a little bit. She just follows you around. But again, they're just adding all these new scenes now, which is pretty cool. I think they're expanding what and adding more story to it. Because let's face it, you can get through Resident Evil 2 in probably 2.5 hours nowadays. So it's cool to see that they're changing things around, but keeping the spirit of it, kind of giving more screen time to the supporting characters as well, which I think is pretty cool. It's not just Sherry. I'm curious to see when they'll reveal Ada, to see her redesign as well. But I said this in Slack. To me, problem, because I'm still gonna thoroughly enjoy the game. I'm sure. I'm obviously gonna buy it. Feels like it's too dark, and it doesn't need to be that dark. Like every room, from what I've seen, is just this black, like zero light source outside of your flashlight, and that's nice for a scare factor and all, but it's kind of also irritating. Like, I think they can have some background lighting as well in some scenes. But right now it just seems like it's just too dark of a game.
Hopefully they'll let you adjust that so you don't have the same problem that you had with Agony.
Can't adjust Agony. There's no way to solve that.
Well, not on your end. Not on your end. And what the problem that Agony did is they didn't let you lighten it up enough. So if you're blind as a bat, you have to be able to see. I like playing the games. I don't mind it being dark, but I would turn up the brightness to play like Demon Souls before you go down into the fire pits where or the fire area. Do you remember that, Garri? Down the fire caves before you go and fight the flame lurker. You know how it's really dark in those caves back in Demon Souls? That pissed me off. And I get it. It's supposed to be dark. It's Demon Souls. You're not supposed to know where you're going. But it's like, okay, there's
not when everything kills you in one hit.
Yeah, there needs to be a balance so that players who can't see that well can still get it bright enough so that they can still enjoy it. Not just have these dark fucking games, even if it's supposed to serve the purpose of being scary. You can still do that, but do it in other ways. People should be able to see at least where they're going, and if you want to have something up ahead or something that blends in with an environment, that's a good way to go about it, so that they're not sure, but just pitch black is well, I can't fucking see anything, and this is pissing me off. I don't know. They need to do a better job about that, because I've noticed that with a couple games recently, including the one you played, Agony. What was it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was crazy. You're this is the brightest settings. I'm like, is that? I can't even see. It's like a cave wall, and it looks like the floor is kind of turning around the corner. There was just no light. It was just black. It was like gray. It was a disgusting brown, just blank gray, and it did not, even for the setting that was in, that did not look appealing to look at, much less play.
That's just my opinion. I feel like the game right now is a bit too dark, but I doubt they're going to change it this late in development. So
I'll be honest, I agree with you. From all this, I haven't watched any videos yet, but from all the screenshots I've seen, all the screenshots I've watched, guys, now all the screenshots I've seen,
You're technically right.
It's just been a bit too dark for me. So yeah, I agree with Garri.
And on a personal note, I'm still not a fan of the nuclear design.
Did you hear about the fact that they're thinking about remaking the remake?
What?
Yeah, I was reading an article today that there was a talk about how they had thoughts about remaking the remake. Remake 3 first, and Code Veronica, and destroy any copies of Operation Raccoon System. I mean, remake 3 first before you remake the remake.
I'll take a remake of Code Veronica, to be honest, because that's the best.
That one already looks so good, though. There's not like a whole lot they need to remake.
Well, they could do quite a few things. I think we've talked a bit about the news to this week. We've actually covered quite a bit of news, including some rage,
if you don't mind,
tears.
Ben.
What's up? You want to do one more? An encore?
It's nothing huge, but the 6 different versions of the Division 2 that are coming out.
Ooh.
Yeah, so at Gamescom they announced that Division 2 is now up for pre-order in 6 different editions.
Man, they held back there. I mean, it's Ubisoft. That's not many editions.
So, I combined into physical and digital. I wrote the article. So you get, obviously, the gold edition, which comes with the game, 3-day early access to the game. So when you start the game on launch day, you're going to get massacred in the dead zone because people have a 3-day head start for you.
Hey, it's not as bad as Fallout 4. It's not as bad as Fallout 76, Garri. If you're honest, you do know that all the save data from the beta is transferred. You're going to be playing against people that have had a 2-week head start in a fucking online game.
Anyway,
They're going to start the most thriving communities.
You also get the Year 1 pass, which includes 7-day early access. So you're pretty much getting 7, 8, 9, 10 days early access. Never mind. 7-day early access to the Year 1 episode. So all the DLC that comes out, you're going to get to play it 7 days before everybody else.
I thought they said there wasn't going to be a season pass. Hey,
it's not a season pass. It's a Year 1 pass.
Huh?
Technically, they're not lying to you.
Wow.
And customization options and additional activities to be revealed in the future. Next editions come with all the stuff in the gold edition, so I'm not going to go through it again. So then you get the digital ultimate edition, all of that stuff, plus 3 additional DLC packs, Elite Agent Pack, Battle Worm Special Service Pack, and First Responder Pack.
Wait, what pack was that? Agent.
Okay,
good.
I heard it too, Ben, and I had to stop for a second. I'm like, did he just call it the Elite Asian Pack? Like,
Sorry, the Elite Agent Pack.
You said it kind of fast together. That's why Ben and I were both like, did he just say what I thought he said? What comes in the Elite Asian Pack? Is it like a ninja thing? I bet like the most racist fucking the Elite Asian Pack.
I should tell you,
best suit with shurikens.
The gold edition is $100.
Okay.
The digital ultimate edition, which just comes with these 3 additional packs, that's different from the gold edition.
Yeah, but you get your Elite Asian Pack, so
is $120 for those 3 DLC packs. The Dark Zone Definitive Collector's Edition. This is physical only, and it's $189.99.
Do you have to fight in the Dark Zone to get it?
So you get the Division 2 Gold Edition.
Place to play.
Gold Edition, which includes the Steelbook, 3-day early access. You get a 30-centimeter high figure of the Division 2 Specialized Agent. Heather Ward is her name.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You get a lithograph book, the game soundtrack, and a map of Washington, D.C. I'm assuming this is Division 2 Washington, D.C., not the one you can probably go buy for 99 cents.
Probably is the one you can buy for 99 cents.
Can I just say that this whole season, even if I could afford one of these, this whole season of DLCs with all the statues that we're getting, Spider-Man, Sekiro, now the Divisions one, the Resident Evil one. Like, I love statues and I love well-made figurines.
Wait, Division isn't out till next year, isn't it?
March next
There you
year.
go.
Well, still, it's all within like a year's space. It looks like here, like that's $200, $300, $400, $500
Just
a
go
pop.
up to your family and say, "I'm sorry, kids. I can't buy you anything for Christmas this year. I bought
Daddy
myself Division 2.
Daddy had to get himself the Resident Evil 2 Collector's Edition, the Division 2 Collector's Edition, the Spider-Man Collector's Edition, the Sekiro Collector's Edition, and probably 13 other Collector's Editions
But
that
it's
all come
okay.
with figurines
You can
that I
look
have
at-
no room for.
You can look at
We
the
don't
figures.
have food to put on the table. Go eat some leather.
Yeah, no,
Hey.
that's the thing, because I'm so against pre-orders, but some of these that come out, like, God damn you for putting a figurine in this. Like, I don't want to pre-order the game, but I do want the statue.
Finish here. With this Dark Zone edition, you also get DLC of the Battle Worm Secret Service pack and the Capital Defender pack, which is not included edition. But you also don't get the First Responder or the Elite Agent pack with the which DLC you want. And then the final one is the Phoenix Shield Collector's Edition, physical. You can only get it at the Ubisoft store.
$1,000?
Sorry, is $250.
Okay.
And it comes with all the same stuff that I already talked about. You get all 4 of the DLC in the other 2 packs I mentioned. You get a high-end 1/6 scale articulated figure of Brian Johnson, which I guess is a character in the game, and you can customize him. You can like put him in different positions, change his guns and stuff like that. You get a map of Washington, D.C., the game soundtrack lithograph book, and you get a completely different steelbook than you would if you got the Dark Zone edition. So essentially, are just giving you random shit in every pack that you buy.
Yeah.
And you don't get to have everything.
Unless you buy the $250 one. Then you get everything.
You get everything in the $250 one.
See, but that...
Statue, the non-movable statue, then the action figure one.
See, my
be honest
problem
with
with that, though, is... As you said in that... As you were saying that... Oh, you get a figure of Brian. Whoever he is. And that's the only
the
issue.
main character in the game.
That's my
Which
only
is
issue
weird
with...
because you make your own character.
Yeah. That's my only issue with collector's editions like that. For IPs that... Division's not a new IP, but... This is like a sequel, and it is a firmly established IP, like, Halo or Final Fantasies, or even it's Spider-Man. It's very hard for them to try and promote a character that nobody knows who the hell he is. Oh, look, you get this statue of some person in a hat.
Brian Johnson, man, come on.
Brian Johnson, that's his name. I mean, doesn't that sound the most generic name as well?
It is.
Well,
That's why he needs
Six
missing is
different
the-
versions of the game that you can buy. 6 different versions. God, I don't get what they're trying to do.
all
anymore.
I'm going to end this topic with is: have you got anything to do? Have anything to say, Chris, Gary?
I got jack shit to say anymore. I've said enough today, I feel.
Okay, all I'm going to say about this is: this doesn't make my Johnson happy.
God damn it.
So, Gary,
Long
let's
podcast.
well, actually, Chris, because you haven't talked about much recently. What have you been playing this week?
You screamed at me for like 15 minutes. What are you talking about?
Look, because you've just been talking for... I can't go, you know what, fuck it. I'll go first. What have I been playing?
What have you been playing, Ben?
I've been playing Xenoverse 2 and DC Universe Online. So, yeah.
Universe Online?
Yeah, DC Universe Online. My friends got back into it, so I downloaded it on my North American account because, of course, I couldn't play with my old character because region locked servers, and all my friends are American because nobody in England likes me. You have to be like across the country to like me. That's the distance you need to be to like me. So yeah, I downloaded DC Universe Online. I'm max level already, level 30. I've been playing it this week. It's definitely not dead, which I'm actually shocked about. I was expecting to load up, go to like the watchtower and like fondle myself because I'll find nobody there. But no, the servers are packed still.
It's pretty healthy. Yeah, it's a healthy free to play game.
So I bought a monthly subscription, which was a pain in the ass. But I bought a monthly subscription because the game is fun, and yes, it is free to play, but you're limited to so little money with the free to play option, and
you get screwed on free to play, dude. You can do nothing.
Yeah.
And the amount of expansions that are out right now, because I don't think I'll be playing it that much, I don't want to spend like $100 something to buy all the expansions. So I just bought the subscription because the subscription includes all the expansions for free. So, if you are... What's that?
I think they have like 23 expansions for that game now.
Yeah. So if you want to play it, and you do enjoy it, but you don't think you're going to be playing it long, I do recommend just drop in money for a subscription for the month. That way, it sounds like it'd be more expensive, but trust me, it's just worth it. It's not worth spending $80, $90 for a game that you might not be playing like in a couple of weeks when Spider-Man comes out and you want to play it. And the reason why I got back into Xenoverse is because the new DLC drops next week, which hasn't got a price yet, but I'm guessing £5, maybe. We'll drop some new parallel missions, drop some new outfits, and we'll drop both Kefla and Baby Vegeta as playable characters. So yeah, so that's why I've been playing some Xenoverse 2.
That name still trips me up, even
You know why?
however many fucking years later. Why?
You know why? Because originally he was called BB, not Baby. They changed it for the American dub.
Oh my god, that's because I hear Baby Vegeta and I immediately think like Baby Mario, and now I want to see like a Rugrats Dragon Ball Z like thing. I don't. It's
stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, it's called. Go watch Dragon Ball Super. The episode where Vegeta has to suck a dummy to survive.
Yes.
The evil Vegeta arc. Black Vegeta, I guess.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he was called BB, and they changed it.
Who?
Anyway, so that's what I've been playing this week. I also have Brawl Out on my main menu because they tried to share play with me, and now I just have it looking at me, teasing me.
That was fun though. I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed watching you guys play. It was fun. It looked a bit like a rip-off Smash Brothers.
It is.
My little Smash. My little Smash.
To say now, any game that comes out that plays the same way as Smash Brothers, it's a ripoff.
No, I would never.
That's not fair.
It's only a ripoff if it's terrible.
Fine,
2D platformer.
If it succeeds,
it's like saying every 2D platformer is a ripoff of Mario.
Fine, but then Smash Brothers is a rip-off of Power Stone.
Yes. No, I really think it's only a ripoff if it fails.
Yeah.
If it succeeds, then it's an homage or a proper what the fuck ever. But that's only if it succeeds. This Brawl Out game is very much a it's average.
It's okay.
It's not terrible. It's okay. It plays like Smash Brothers, but with some indie characters and some unique characters. If you're looking for something different, give it a try.
Maybe check the review out when it goes live at psu.com by Chris.
Indeed, it will be up. It will be up later tonight. I've been a little delayed in getting it up.
Then by the time this goes live, go check out the review at psu.com by Chris. You can listen to it.
There you go.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing this week. Supposedly, I was going to jump on Fantasy 14 today because the event was supposed to go live either today. Well, I thought it was tomorrow, But then I found out it's today. But it seems that the character that's supposed to do the event hasn't actually appeared. So I'm still thinking it's going to be tomorrow they'll go live. But people are sat there, like, reporting the fact he's not there. It's funny. So we'll see. Basically, it's an event to celebrate the 5th anniversary of the game. So, and so I'm not going to talk much because, you know, you can go check out Phoenix Down Radio, go check out Moogle Go Round Radio, you can go check out Maelstrom Radio, you can go check out She Hills I Tank.
Why is everything a radio?
I don't know. Should we change this to PlayStation Unchained Radio? Maybe then I can get on the radios.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I want to pass, because that's what I've been playing, I shall pass it over to Chris.
Well, as we mentioned, we played some Brawl Out this week, and of course, if they want to see that video of us streaming, where can they go, Ben?
You can go check it out psu.com or twitch.tv/PSU Live.
Yay! And so that was fun. I also... Let's see, I recently reviewed Death...
One second. Gary, did you transfer the video to the YouTube?
Yes, I do. Oh, Brawl Out?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is that a yes or no?
Yeah.
You did? Is it on YouTube?
No, I haven't transferred it yet to YouTube.
Okay, then.
Gary, it was Gary's microphone.
By the time this podcast goes live, I'll transfer it, okay? I'll get it done. So, yeah, anyway, Chris, carry on.
Yeah.
You also check out our YouTube channel.
Gary, no, you're fine. Gary, I think your microphone is, like, blipping in and out. That's why we're getting partial sentences. No, so I reviewed Death's Gambit, which was it's a 2D platformer version of Dark Souls. Again, kind of.
So it's the Crash Bandicoot of gaming.
It's yeah. No, Death's Gambit was good though. I enjoyed it. It was published by Adult Swim Games, so it's kind of one of their, you know, I don't know how much involvement they had. I'm sure there was enough there because there's definitely some 14-year-old humor and interpretation of you know, death and life, but it also has some really, really good storyline and lore to it. You're basically a guy who makes a deal with death because there are a bunch of immortals, and death is pissed he can't kill them, so he makes you immortal to go kill them. Short and sweet of it, you're a little 2D sprite guy running around. You can pick your weapons. You pick a starting class. The menu, if you can imagine how Dark Souls starts, where, you know, you get some story, then you design your character by picking the class of kind of how you want to start out playing. You know, you can start out being a really strong, like, defense soldier type, or kind of a barbaric, you know, with an axe where you just, like, killing enemies heals you, that kind of stuff. You know, you can pick your starting class and perks. Then it goes into the game. Instead of bonfires, you have death statues which you level up at. Overall, really fun game. Plays a lot better as an RPG. The platforming is you can cheese jump attacks and things like that. I think I gave it an 8 or an 8.5, something like that. It was good. I recommend it. I really recommend play if you're a fan of retro platformers, Metroidvanias, and Dark Souls. You'll find plenty to enjoy in it. There's a lot of replay value. Though with all the other games coming out, you'll probably only end up getting through it once before you pick up one of the more expensive ones like Spider-Man or, you know,
Naruto,
whatever Activision's limping to the barn with. Let's see, what else have I played? Those were the main two.
You played a little bit of Warframe as well, kind of.
Yeah, just a teeny bit, just a little teeny bit with you that one night.
Yay.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. What about you, Gary?
I can't talk about
Still can't talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Outside of Brawl Out with you guys, which, you know...
By the way, I know you can't talk about it, but does it have online? Am I thinking of a different one?
Different one. No online.
Aww. No, I'm sad.
Why are you sad?
Because the one I was thinking of, I've been looking forward to. Anyway. And I can't say anymore, because otherwise we'll say too much. We can't say too much, because then we'll be nothing.
Because you will know by the time, actually, maybe I can talk about it if this goes up before.
Before?
Should be up before the, or after the embargo.
When's the embargo? He's going to go look.
It's the 28th. Embargo's the 28th.
At what time on the 28th? Anyway, it should be up anyway. Sunday, yeah. This goes up on the Wednesday, which is the.
I'll just save it. I'll just save it for next week.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're probably going to want to talk a lot about it.
You're teasing the listeners right there.
I'll talk about it next week.
They'll be on the quest to find out what you're talking about. But anyway. So, let's go over to the Metacritic game that we do. That I've forgotten the name of. I'm such a good host. So good. The Predictions League. And guess what? Brawl Out got no scores on Metacritic except for one. Yay. So that's been delayed till next week's. So whatever the points are, I'll keep an eye on the reviews and I will add that to next week's review lists.
What did I get? What did I say it was going to be?
You said 78.
78? Okay.
Garri said a 74 and I said an 82. But we do have 2 games. Technically 3 games because this is 2 games. Shenmue 1 and 2. Chris, you were close. You were
a loser.
Really?
You're really close. And by really close, I mean no. You gave it a 92.
That was great.
I was a little closer with an 85. But, 2 out of 3, you know who's left? Garri wins with an 82.
Oh. You know why?
Why?
Because I know games, and I know old games don't review well anymore.
Yeah, that's why I gave it an 85, because I was a little bit hopeful. But yeah, Garri, you were the closest at 82. Which means the scores now are nil. 10.5.
Wait, what was the Metacritic score?
I would have to go load it up again, but I think it was like 76? 76?
Jeez.
But either way, you were the closest. Let me go check again. But yeah, I'm sure it was 76. 76.
76.
Way, I was right. And by right, I mean, yay. So, the scores are Neil, 10.5. Me, a delicious 9. Tim, sharing that delicious 9 with me. At 9, of course, because we're sharing. And sharing is caring, because we miss you, Tim. Garri, you've got 7. 7 points.
Oh, shit. Who's coming back?
You're catching up to us. Alfonso's got 2.
I'm here to see my scores. I'll win.
And Chris has 1.5.
Coming up the end.
Now, we should technically take Alfonso's rule and just take half of Garri's points off and give it to Chris. But I won't because that's unfair.
Yeah. I'm okay. I'm okay where I'm at. I try.
And that's you know what? I was last place for nearly all of the last season of this. So, and then I got 2nd place, I think. So, you might do it, Chris. You might still pull through.
Yay!
You might use my powers of hacks.
Don't give him false hope, dude.
He has to have dreams, okay? We all have dreams. I mean, this isn't exactly the best dream anyone can have, but it's still dreams.
Could always be worse. Could always be worse.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
Anyway,
This week's game.
Because I've been really looking forward to this game, and I'm incredibly hyped, and I'm the ruler of this podcast now, I've decided to pick Naruto X Boruto Shinobi Striker as one of the games for our Metacritic score. Chris, what do you think it'll get out of 100? And not 10 like I was going to say last week.
I think it'll get an 88.
Okay. Garri?
78.
And I want to give it 100.
My God, Ben. It's like you want to lose.
I want to give it 85. I think 85 is fair enough. And although we've got 2 games, I saw the name of this and thought...
Hold on, Ben. May I make a mysterious suggestion?
Okay.
We do the game that I can't talk about without telling people what the game is, but throw out our numbers.
Oh, but this game has such a good name of it. But fine.
Okay, fine.
We'll do your plan, but I'm going to say my game just because I like the name of it. It's called Think of the Children.
Chris is going to give it 100 out of 10.
So yeah, we'll go with the mystery game.
Good.
So Garri, what will you give mystery game?
I am going to go with a 90.
Chris, what are you going to give mystery game X?
I actually believe it's going to be a little higher. I'm going to go with 92.
Okay, well, it's time for me to score. I'm going to give it 86 bananas. So that's the podcast for this week. We've covered the news, we've covered the Metacritic game, we've covered ranting about Devil May Cry. I feel like it's been a pretty productive episode, and that's because of our amazing co-hosts Garri and Chris. So Chris, have you got any shout outs?
Friends, fans, family, you lovely people, everyone that wasn't able to make it here today. Neil, Tim, Alfonso, loved all of you guys. Hope to speak to you again soon. That's pretty much it. If anybody's interested in the crap that I'm retweeting on Twitter, you can check me out at Devangel, Devangiel.
And Garri, you got any shout outs?
Listeners, fans, I got a special shout out to my best friend Ed, who listens to the podcast every week.
Oh,
Promised him.
Ooh.
Oh, tell him I said hello. Hello, Ed.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Hi, Ed.
I promised him I'd give a shout out to Titanfall 2, and I'm going to. It's the best shooter available on this generation, so everybody should buy it.
I agree. I bought it.
Get it for like $3 nowadays, so buy that bitch and play it, because it's still the best.
Or just
Titanfall
buy
2
it and
is so
then
great.
forget to download it, like I've done.
Shout-outs.
Oh, by the way, how can they contact you, Chris and Garri? Chris.
Oh, I already said
Garri.
Tweeter. The tweeter.
Twitter at GAGLAUSH.
Okay. I'd like to shout out. Is that it, Garri? I'm going to guess so.
Yes, that's it, yes.
I'd like to give a shout out to Maelstrom Radio. Go check them out at twitch.tv/Maelstrom Radio. A shout out to Phoenix Down Radio. Go check them out at twitch.tv/Phoenix Down Radio with Klaus, Luna, Sarah, and myself. A shout out to Moogle Go Around Radio. There was no episode this week because Paul was currently at Insomniac Convention, which looked amazing. Go check his pictures out of Paul Metal. A shout out to Filthy Eskimo. I found out he listens to my podcast. I can't believe that. If he still is listening, thank you, man. You're awesome. Shout out to anyone who does listen. Seriously, anyone who's anyone who contacts me saying they enjoy the podcast, that means a lot to me. Seriously, It makes my day. Anyone says, "Oh, I listened to your podcast, and you said words. They were okay." I'm like, yes, acceptance. That's my day done, and I'm spent. Anyway, a shout out to all those lovely people, and a shout out to anyone who maybe leave a review. Go on. We don't have any really, but go leave a review at iTunes. We never do this, but go review us. Give us a 5-star or a 0-star, whatever you feel like it deserves. Just nothing in between. It has to be those two numbers.
Yeah, let us know how we're doing. If you guys hate any of us, then please let us know, and we'll pick them off the show.
Yeah. Including me.
I say that knowing full well I'm probably the most hated one.
Hey, it could be
I didn't know
me.
you wanted to leave so much, dude.
Hey, I could be the one kicked. Anyway, shout out to everyone that's listening. We'll see you next week, where we'll cover more video game news. Probably, maybe. Who knows? Maybe we'll just talk about trains for some reason. Until then, goodbye.